Hey folks, James here from the Aberdeen Damascus Youth Project. Got another video for you today. It's a bit different than the last one I did. Today we're going to be making a video for the Mind Gym playlist. Go and check it out, it's on our YouTube channel. It's a video that invites you to sort of come and test out your thinking skills, your problem solving. It's more about exercising the brain. So today is the first video of a 4-part series where we're going to be talking about cannabis. We are looking at cannabis because as youth workers, it's a drug that we see commonly used by young people, and the conversations we hear around it are very misinformed. So we're hoping to try and shed some light on this conversation today and try and offer some new perspectives to talk about and think about cannabis. Hey, so yeah, in this video we're going to be looking at one of the biggest myths around cannabis, man, like stuff that, I mean, I used to say it when I was younger, and I'm still hearing young people say it to this day. It's an interesting perspective, but let's try and offer some new ones today. The myth we're going to be examining is that cannabis is a product of the planet, that it's a plant, and therefore it's safe for consumption. So, let's have a think about this one. For me, it's a really weak argument. It shows little knowledge of the natural world and seems to focus on a very, very, very teeny tiny part of the cannabis conversation, and that's something we can all agree on anyway, that cannabis is a plant. The complications for me come from when we talk about this idea of what natural is then, because if this argument suggests cannabis is natural, which makes it safe, has anyone out there ever heard of the death-cap mushroom? These also grow naturally and organically in the wild, but as the name suggests, you wouldn't want to eat one of these. So we really need to be more clear and careful when we say something is natural. So hopefully we can agree it's not because something is natural that it means it's safe or doesn't come with any kind of risks. The hundreds and hundreds of different chemicals that can be found naturally within the cannabis plant have only just really begun to be researched by scientists and how they actually impact the brain. What we do know is each one of these chemicals can have a massively different effect on each of us. So making generalizations about what these drugs do and how they affect us is a really dangerous game to be playing, because they really will have an individual impact on different people. So let's recap quick on what we've been discussing. It's not because something is natural or claims to be natural, but it means that it is safe, automatically comes risk-free. That's not the case. Yes, cannabis can be found and has historically grown wild for thousands of years in certain parts of the world. But this is not the cannabis that we are seeing and talking about in the streets of Britain. What we see grown here and what we see being sold in the streets here could be argued is there's nothing natural about it. Well, how cannabis is grown and produced here is much more like this.
The courier's premises. Keep forensics in mind, please, gentlemen. Oh, nice.
Yes. Cultivation.
Thank you. We've got a positive. I'd like CSI. Could you call them for us, please?
Sergeant Medland's
I don't know about you lot at home, but all those lights hanging up there and those big fans pumping the air around and these big tents that they were using, they don't seem all that natural to me. The situation is, people, is that the conversation around cannabis is changing, and what we used to know isn't what we need to know today. So when we're talking about these kind of things, we need to be talking with an open mind, and we need to be willing to take on other perspectives in order to develop our own. Natural does not mean risk-free or that it's automatically safe for consumption. Whatever you think about cannabis, whether you think it's the cure or the cause, it's a drug. And like any drug, whether it's legal or illegal, it has side effects, and some of these side effects can be very serious. Cannabis is not the harmless substance lots of us like to think that it is, particularly for those of us that are aged under 30. But we'll look into that, why that is, in later in the series. For now though, just let me know what you think of this video. If there's anything I've said that you disagree with, please let me know and we can start that discussion. But let me leave you with this final thought. So from my perspective, the truth about cannabis is that now cannabis is grown and managed by people, not by the natural elements that would otherwise cause a tree to grow or plant to flower. And these people that grow this cannabis are motivated by money, another unnatural resource, you could argue. These people use pesticides and other chemicals to boost their crops to make more money. So this idea that cannabis is natural, for me at least, is a myth. There may have been some truth to that one day, but not anymore. The research out there proves so. But yeah, thanks for watching everybody. I hope this has been interesting. I've really enjoyed making this video and I'm looking forward to hearing what you lot think. Be sure to tune in for the next videos that will be coming out. There's 3 more where we'll be talking more things about cannabis. If you've got any questions you'd like me to answer or sort of areas you'd like me to explore, send them over and let me know and we'll see what we can do. But for now everyone, stay safe, hope you're well and catch up.